be able to transition to those seamlessly while you're on the live stream. But we want to keep this basic today, and we're going to take a look at my first scene. So you set up a scene, you give it a name. That's going to create the scene in this window over here. So from there, we're going to do add sources. Now, my webcam is already set up, but you would go into add source video capture device and then select your webcam, and it would plug in to your actual list of sources for the given scene. So this is the scene. It shows all the sources here. Now, in this case, I have my camera view. A couple things real quick. You can move that around. You can click in the corner to resize it. And if you notice, the sides of this video are green and the bottoms are red. The red represent an edge. It's the actual edge that's being captured by the video device, whereas the greens, you can actually adjust them and kind of crop the image so you can only present what you're looking to present. So you see in this case, maybe I don't want to show that there's stuff on that shelf there. So if you hold down the Alt key and you click on one of the circles, you can actually resize or crop the image without resizing the image. So in this case, you know, move up the bottom margin without actually reshaping or resizing the video, whereas if you grabbed on the corner, you're actually changing the size of the video. So that can be helpful for you to properly frame your scene, and then once you have something you like, you can actually put it there. You can stretch it out till it fills the screen, and then you can align it to get just that part of your backdrop and you on screen that you want to actually deliver to people. So in this case, you know, maybe this is my final one. You can click the transition, which will send it over to this screen, and that is what people will actually see. So you can get that all squared away, and then you can click the Start Live Stream, which is down here. You're going to go ahead and click Start Streaming, and once you do that, you can hop over to your live stream dashboard to see what the live stream is actually going to look like.
I hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to continue to see videos that help simplify YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking that bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. That's all the time we have for today. My name is Dan Courier, and you're watching Creator Fundamentals. Thank you.
What is going on, guys? My name is Matt Alive. Welcome to a tutorial video in this.
Hello everybody, Chris here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to record and stream games inside of OBS for 2017. Basically from start to finish. So over here on the right, you'll see that I have The Witcher 2 opened. That's the game we're just going to be using as a test demo here. In the bottom left hand of OBS, when you open it up, you're going to see something called Scenes. That's basically each individual recording setup. So inside of a scene, you can have multiple sources, which could include basically a window that's going to have game footage. It could include images that you might be using as an overlay. It could include video capture devices, which would be like a webcam, something that a lot of YouTubers use these days. And so yeah, what we're going to need to do is actually set up a scene for starters. So I'm going to create a new scene and call it Witcher 2, because we're recording The Witcher 2, obviously. So once you've created a scene, you need to add sources to it. You might only have one source, which might just be the window, and you might have multiple, obviously, if you want to record webcams or stuff like that. But the main ones we're going to be focusing on right here today are game capture and window capture. So some games actually play a little bit differently with OBS. Not every game is actually going to be able to be captured with game capture, which is strange. But usually if game capture doesn't work, window capture will work, and sometimes when window capture doesn't work, game capture will work. So basically just play around, see which one actually manages to grab the game. And what I like to go for here is capture a specific window rather than capture any full screen application, simply because, well, I want it to be very specific. I don't want to accidentally capture the wrong game. So in window, as an option here, if you go with capture specific window, you can choose Witcher 2 or whatever game you're trying to run. Hit OK. Kind of can discount the other settings for the most part. And that's going to add basically the footage of that game streaming right into the preview window and when you're recording into your video file. Now the process for adding a window capture is pretty much the same, and for this game both play equally nicely with OBS. So adding a window capture, you select the window you want, Witcher 2, hit OK. I want it to be very specific. I don't want to accidentally capture the wrong game. So in window, as an option here, if you go with capture specific window, you can choose Witcher 2 or whatever game you're trying to run. Hit OK. Kind of can discount the other settings for the most part. And that's going to add basically the footage of that game streaming right into the preview window and when you're recording into your video file. Now the process for adding a window capture is pretty much the same, and for this game both play equally nicely with OBS. So adding a window capture, you select the window you want, Witcher 2, hit OK, and it's in our preview. Now, one of the things that we're having an issue with right here is that the resolution on our Witcher 2 game is less than the resolution of our overall preview window of our overall canvas. And that's an issue because are you really going to want all this black space in your final video? No, of course not. So how we're going to get around that is creating a new profile that has basically specific settings that are going to be specific to this game and our specific setup. The difference between a scene is that a scene contains sources, so it's what sources you're adding to the video, but a profile is all of the settings. So we're going to create another one here, and yeah, I'm aware that I already have a profile with the same name. We'll just call it 1280 by 720 Witcher 2 New. So this is going to be a completely blank profile, and we're going to need to go into the File menu and then Settings to get everything right. So first things first, in order to get rid of all that black space, because we're recording a window that's only 1280 by 720, we also want the canvas to be that size. So in the Video tab here, we have Base Canvas Resolution. That's what we need to change, and we're going to change it to this resolution right here. So the easiest thing to do would be to copy and paste that. But to note the difference between base resolution and output resolution, if your base resolution is higher than your output resolution, it's actually 19. So same to log basically your user profile on Windows / videos, or kind of the same thing.
Real tattoo.